power in 325 AD. So that was a span of about more than 300 years. So that's what that's talking about. Go ahead.
41. For the earth hast thou not judged with truth. 42. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm.
And that the peaceable is talking about the meek, the peaceable is talking about the children of Israel. Now the one that received this prophecy was Esdras. And Esdras go back, when he received this prophecy, this was approximately about 600 years, almost 600 years before this actually happened. So this prophecy was 500 years in the future. So Ezra didn't understand it. Neither did the 12, but we understand it now. And if you check YouTube and different videos and accounts, no one has ever went into these two chapters to break them down. So the Most High opened this thing up for us to break this down. And basically, the Most High is not, if you read this, the Most High is not going to say, well, that's talking about Galba, or that's talking about Otho, or that's talking about Julius, and that's talking about the first triumvirate. The Most High is going to lead you into what it's talking about, but you have to do the laboring to figure it out through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So therefore, you have to know the history. You have to go back to the history of the Roman Empire, mainly between the years of 63 BC all the way up to almost 90 to 100 AD. So you're talking about almost 100 years of history. And that was the last verse, right? All right, go ahead.
This is verse 43. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. 44. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended. And therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body. 46. That all the earth may be refreshed, and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her.
Now I'm going to have you read that last verse again, or the last two verses. That was talking about that reign of the 12 Caesars. There were Caesars that ruled after that. Israel didn't come back into power. We're going to read that again.
Verse 45, and therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads.
Now you might read this and say that's talking about the entire Roman Empire. Or right after that, that's when the kingdom came in. That's why some of you that call yourself breaking it down, you speaking about America, you speaking about Russia, you speaking about Afghanistan. You know, y'all went into the, you went into the outer atmosphere, man. You was up there in Venus and Mars and Jupiter. You was in a whole nother dimension. But that's all right, because we're here to learn, you know? You try things and you learn and you study. Trial and error through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And it's not given to everybody, man. The Most High didn't give this breakdown to all the prophets. He gave it to Esdras. He didn't give it to Isaiah or Jeremiah or Ezekiel or Obadiah. He gave that prophecy to Ezra. Go ahead.
It says, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body. 46. That all the earth may be refreshed, and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her.
And she may hope for the judgment and what?
And mercy the hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her.
So in other words, the Most High did away with that era of those Caesars, the 12 Caesars to be exact, and now it was a new beginning. We were still being oppressed, and we were also the remnant that were left in Jerusalem were for the most part put to death. They went up into different parts of Europe. They went up into the mountains. They were a lot of people had fled down into the interiors of Africa. So that was the beginning of us being pushed out of Jerusalem. So we didn't just disappear. We were scattered throughout the whole planet Earth. Matter of fact, we're going to close with this. Give me Luke, Luke 21:24.
Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Yeah, so you had Jake that was mingled among them Romans and became Roman citizen and became even eventually became Caesars. So you had that metropolis. But the ones that they were after were the Israelites that knew that they were Israelites. You had Israelites that were captains and generals and officers and centurions of the Roman Empire that didn't want to have anything to do with Israel. So those Edomites at that time accepted them in. Just like you have in this society. But the daughter of Babylon, you have certain Jakes that have prominent positions in the society that they almost look at as an honorary Edomite or honorary white person. So the hope came when we went into the territories of Africa, we went up into Europe, the different parts of Europe, Asia Minor, and then we were scattered throughout all the planet Earth. And from that time to this time, 2,000 plus years in the future, we're still hoping that the Most High come and deliver us. Because back then, those were the elect that had to flee. Now remember, when you read about John on the island of Patmos, the churches that he wrote letters to, where were they located? They were located in Asia Minor, which is Europe today. So that's the end of chapter 11 of 2nd Esdras. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.